Hey guys, Ron here with Rising Sun Properties. I'm here in Nagoya in our offices. It's rainy season, but it's cleared up a bit. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to be posting an interview with Ezra. Ezra came in from America, San Diego, to view some properties. He kind of talks about his thought process about buying, where he started, where he's at now, and some tips that might help you out during your process of thinking about buying here in Japan. We are a licensed real estate agent, so if you have any questions or want to talk in further depth about buying here in Japan, we do a free consultation. Reach out anytime. And here's Ezra. Hello, this is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. Today I am joined with Ezra. How are you, Ezra?
Doing good.
Great. So Ezra's a client of ours. He signed up. He's in Japan looking for some properties. So we're in Kobe right now. So why don't you give us a quick background of like who you are and why you're interested in buying here in Japan?
My name's Ezra. I own a business. It's like an apparel business that called Middle Beyond, and I can kind of work remotely. So since coming to Japan, I've really wanted to spend more of the country. So I recently started looking for a property and researching areas, and came upon Ron and to assist. And I realized the importance of having someone like here to show you things and to walk you through the process for the entirety of the process instead of just looking online.
So you've done some research and you were looking at properties. How did you find me exactly, and what made you initiate and reach out to me?
I was looking up other akiya sites and places, and like looking up what kind of help in Japan is available for foreigners. And as I started exploring it more, I started exploring neighborhoods and cities, and I came across Kobe and Osaka area. And when I was looking up some videos of just the areas to see what they were like, I came across Ron's videos of house tours, and I realized how helpful that was, having someone walk through a home, look at it, and give you like real-time feedback on the quality of the house, whether it's worth living in, if there's something weird about it. Went to the next step to actually like hire them on to like help with me in the process of looking.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I think you reached out maybe through WhatsApp, and then we set up a meeting shortly after that. So
yeah. It was a short communication process of, you got back to me within like a day or two, and it's just been really easy communication. I use WhatsApp mostly to communicate, especially with like the time zone changes. I'm on the West Coast in San Diego, so there's like a 16-hour difference between the two of us. So like lining that up sometimes it's good, having something like WhatsApp or versus just a phone number to go back and forth on.
And I try to get back as soon as possible, right? And thank you for being responsive as well. So we're in Kobe. We looked at a couple of properties yesterday. So what kind of go through your process of where you started in terms of your idea of what kind of property you wanted versus what kind of property you're looking for right now?
Right. I mean, I guess when you first start looking up akiyas, like you get enticed by the really low cost. You go, well, I can get a house for 20,000, 30, 40,000 US, and in these really cool old homes that look very Japanese. But as you start getting into it more about the quality of the homes, you really realize how much renovations are, like the amount you have to put in to get it to be a functional place. And I slowly just increased what a realistic budget would be. And as I moved up to like a more realistic budget between like $100,000 to $200,000 US, the quality of the property is immensely better. You get a good property in a decent location with still a short walking distance to transit, which is one of the things I really want, since I'm not going to have a car, is to be able to walk within like a quarter or half a mile to a train station to have access. And once I started really looking into it, there's actually really great homes in that price range that have already been renovated, or almost, there's some that we looked at that were new builds that were built within 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they're brand new, completely updated, modern amenities inside of it. So they're good to like turnkey from the beginning, versus the idea of getting something that's in the $50,000 to $75,000 range and not knowing what kind of horrors lie under the floorboards, or what things are, you open the show and all of a sudden there's a million problems that you start having to fix. And then once you realize the process of renovations, and you're not here to facilitate them, so you end up having to hire outside help to do that, and then that just becomes more costly. So once I kind of started looking more in a realistic range of about 150, there's a ton of options that are there. Good size homes between like 1,000 to 1,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms, like 2-3 bedrooms, 1 or 2 toilets in it. But everything's like almost new or brand new inside those homes.
Yeah, we looked at, unfortunately, we were only able to look at 2 yesterday. We wanted to look at several more, but some are sold and
yeah, we had about 4 and 5 we're trying to do, and literally one of the main contenders that I had, someone put in an offer or
the night before,
and then we the morning of, like, we had to like push that one back. But we still saw 2 really good properties in 2 different areas, and
we did drive by the one still.
And
it's just to check out the neighborhood.
Yeah, and it was really helpful to like come through, and I drove around with them to like look through the neighborhoods and kind of see something that's important with like elevation, because here in Kobe, when you start getting up into the mountains more, it's like you can get some really steep inclines or things like that where it might be a short walk, but it's a hard walk. So it's like, it's nice seeing that, what kind of scenery, what kind of views are out there, accessibility to grocery stores, restaurants, things like that in the area, versus just like going for on Google Maps and like clicking on stuff and hoping that it's okay. It's actually nice seeing the stuff in person as well.
The homes we looked at yesterday were like 23 to 25 million, which should be like 150, 170,000, right?
Right.
And I understand that's not something that would be in everybody's budget, right? Everyone has maybe a 5, 10, 12 million yen budget, but these houses that we're looking at, they're great. You walk in, they don't feel old. They feel new, turnkey style, ready to go, renovated, clean. Because a lot of people do want that very Japanese style home.
Right.
Get that?
And it's very appealing because they look cool. They have a lot of character. They are lived in and look nice. But if you want to do the renovations, you want to be here more to do it, that's a great option, as long as the bones are good and you're there good to go. But if you don't want that, like those are, and you have the money that you're planning on investing in renovations, it's a good option to look at something that's just maybe a little higher than you thought. I mean, I even did that, and just a lot of more doors opened up as far as like quality of homes immediately.
Yeah. We didn't find something we're going to settle on and move forward with right now, but you're going to come back in a month or 2, whatever. And I'm confident because even the 2 we did see, you're like, oh, these could be a contender.
Yeah,
right?
2 of the ones I saw were 90% location and the quality of the homes. There was very small things that I just wasn't 100% on. Just like one of the living rooms was very small, and some of the finishes on the other one were a little tacky, and I was just like, I don't feel like living inside some of these looks that they had.
Those are easy to fix, but it's they think it's kind of cool, but it's really not for foreigners.
And especially since it was more towards the top of my price range, it was like, oh, that kind of like, I don't have a renovation budget at that point, But if it was in a little bit lower than that, you're like, oh, I could still. It's light surface level renovations of like painting, wallpaper, small finishes that aren't too hard to change. So
going back to like somebody like me, a licensed realtor that can help you in Japan. Did you reach out to anybody else? Have you talked to anybody else?
I haven't reached out to anyone else. I looked up some information on Reddit on just like people's experiences and what they were going through. And one of the things that was really appealing about Ron and their offices is that it is a licensed real estate agent, and they have a lot of resources from the beginning process of looking for the home, looking for you with Ron helping you out, like doing FaceTime calls or videos for you to send in, up until all of the legal paperwork, maybe setting up bill payment, taxes in the future, knowing that you can actually have the whole process taken care of, and they're not just like left to figuring out something in a country that you don't know the ins and outs of the rules. And it's still a very paper-based country, so it's like there's a lot of very exact paperwork and bureaucratic, like, dots of I's and crosses of T. If you don't get it right, you're just going to give yourself a headache, instead of like having someone that can just give you the resources for those things right from the beginning and walk you through it, and having someone that's English speaking to translate all that stuff and make sure that it's a smooth process from beginning to end.
Thanks again for coming on with us. That's what I love about this job, is being able to meet and hang out with guys like yourself. I've been lucky to have a lot of awesome, amazing clients to work with. And when we spoke, you said, went through our consultation fee, the cost, and all of the services that provides. You're like, I want to sign up today.
Yeah.
I just want to have contact with you and be able to bounce things off you. And I'm going to come to Japan and we're going to check out properties. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate, thank you, because that we do, as you know, we do a lot of work for you.
Exactly. And like, you can do so much looking on sites and looking up properties online yourself, but until you really understand what these properties are, the quality of them, the accessibility to them, it's like you really need someone here with experience. And I just recommend like looking for yourself and seeing where you want to live. Everywhere, there's a lot of really great areas in every city, like in Japan, but just make sure it meets the amenities and checks most of your boxes with your budget.
And I've been coming to Kobe more often recently. A lot of in Kyoto, Nara, and Kobe. Kobe's really growing on me, to be honest. I've spent basically the last 2 days with Ezra, and we've been walking around, meeting the locals. People are very friendly,
like
talkative, just open and warm. I live in Nagoya. Nagoya is more like Tokyo. Everyone's just kind of in their own world.
Right.
People here are awesome. Also, we spoke about the accessibility. You've got the Shinkansen here. You've got an airport that can go international. You can get around very easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 airports. There's one in Osaka, one in Kobe, and KIX, which is like the other side of Osaka. That's an international airport as well. And there's a ferry that runs between the 2 airports, between Kobe and KIX. And the Shinkansen is like right there, and that really just opens up the country to you. You can take really short direct flights out of the Kobe airport or the Osaka airport, or get on the Shinkansen, super easy, walk right on and be able to access like a good wide range of the country.
Yeah, it's right up the road from where we are here.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute walk from where I'm staying right now. So
yeah, it's really important to think about where you want to be, and coming to Japan, like Ezra is right now, coming to Japan, checking out the areas. We just drove around all day checking out the areas. If you're thinking about the Kansai area, I will say Kyoto is awesome, and a lot of people are looking there. It's very crowded right now. It's like the tourism is insane. I don't think that's going to last forever, but there's a lot of tourism right now. And a lot of the houses we're looking at, they're kind of outside of the city center, right? So,
it just depends what amenities you want. If you want to be in the hustle and bustle, there's options for that too. They may be a little smaller or a little bit tighter as far as your neighbors, but it's just really what you're looking for and to have when you're here. What are you trying to have? It's like, do you want seclusion and being in nature? Do you want slight accessibility, or do you want to be in a city where it's easy to access a bunch of amenities and restaurants and other things like that, and the rail lines and trains? But I'm finding a good happy medium, being slightly outside of city center. You get a little more space, a little more room, and still have the accessibility to access things very easily.
Yeah. So, Kobe has that good mix. Kyoto's kind of crowded over tourism. Nara is cool, but you have to take a local train down, right? It's about an hour, where Kobe's got the best of both worlds.
Right.
You're close to Osaka.
Yeah,
you like Osaka, right?
Yeah, Osaka's great. I love Osaka so much, and I just wanted close access, So there's express trains that run, and they're like 30-minute express trains, and you're in the heart of Osaka, very easily. And for me, I go toy shopping, clothing, all that stuff is all around there and easy to access, with a really short train ride.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or any comments?
Yeah, if you're thinking of moving here and really want a good explanation of how everything works, I really recommend using Rising Sun and Ron to really help break that stuff down for you. Just be realistic with what you can afford and budget with, and know all the ins and outs from beginning to end before you decide. But once you kind of can accept all those things, which I have, it looks like a really good possibility that I'm going to buy here.
Yeah, great. And yeah, we do a free consultation as well. If you can do your own research before and really dig in,
helps a lot.
It helps me a lot. And it helps
instead of just being like, hey, where should I live? You have to really know that, at least do your research into the country and what areas, because it can be very different. Living in a Tokyo versus Osaka, they're just, it's not completely different, but it's very different.
It's night and day.
Yeah, it's like a different kinds of people, different atmosphere, accessibility. So just learning about those things is really important ahead of time and kind of really hone in on like not just a city, but an area around that city or accessibility and what you're looking for on your checklist.
So reach out through my WhatsApp or email if you want to set up a free consultation. We can do that to talk about your needs and how you'd like to move forward. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you and hang out the last couple of days.
Great. Yeah, we had a great time. Really got to explore and see the city and had some great Kobe beef.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah,
that was
so we had a really good time.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks guys. See you next time. All right. Thank you very much, Ezra, for the interview, and thank you guys for watching. I'm glad to hear a lot of you are finding value in the videos we're posting. As I've said, reach out anytime. We're happy to do a free consultation. Thank you for watching. This is Ron with Rising Sun Properties. We'll see you guys next time.